GTBP, like many other tickers, is forming a serious bear trap here. Let's go ahead and go over those conditions now. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again. This is ARCa coming at you with a GTBP technicals, raw price action, and statistical threat of analysis on this first day of July and Saturday. You guys, congratulations. We have made it another month and a very macro closure on the overall markets, right, team? So let's go ahead and get this analysis started, right? Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community in Discord called ARCa Bulls. With that said, let's dive right into the charts. Okay, team, we are looking at GTBP on the 12-hour chart here, and this is actually the live chart that we've been looking at, right, during the live streams. So what you're looking at here is what we've already talked about, right? The broadening descending wedge. It's following all the rules precisely, right? We're in the process of actually making a breakout on the true test of number 5 out of the golden rule of 3, right? So one thing that we should keep in mind is that, yeah, we were talking about this pennant, right? And we failed it temporarily. And this is where I was stating that we could have a support down here around 27.65, right? So price action actually dropped to the low of about 26.50 before actually realizing that upside, right? So I was explaining on the live in the live show that this is actually a potential breakdown where it could indicate to the bears that this is their shot, right? This is their shot for glory. And I did also mention that it was a little too premature in order for this to become a bear play, even though that the the bottom side target that you can figure actually by taking a trend line here, right? Actually, it was actually right over here that we were making this trend line happen, right? Taking that trend line and you apply it to the bottom side here. It's in another time frame that we have to see this, but I'm not going to go to that time frame because it doesn't matter. They're about to get trapped. Anyway, so that was leading to a downside here to test the very bottom side of this broadening descending wedge bottom. Okay, so when the price action rejected here, a huge increase of volatility. Sorry, you can't speak English right now, right? A huge increase of volatility happened, and we reclaimed the inside of this pennant. Okay, so in doing this downside, it actually formed another formation, which we'll get to soon enough, right? So if you want to get a little bit of a clearer picture here, you can see that we're currently combating that SMA 50. We're combating the SMA 50 and the SMA 10 on the daily chart. Current resistance right now is okay. That's it's perfectly fine, right? Sometimes we can actually face a little bit of a downside before we can actually continue. In this case, maybe 30.53 before continuing onto the upside, right? So I can give you a little bit of a range here just in case you are looking to maybe simulate trade this, paper trade this, right? Because that's what we talk about here. We must keep retail safe, right, team? So the range here that I'm looking at is a potential drop to around 29.90 to 30.58, potential liftoff from there, right? And then succeeding the SMA 10 and the SMA 50 in that move, right? So let's go ahead and move on to the next chart here, team. So I want to actually evaluate the Gaussian channel on both the daily and the 8-hour time frame. Okay, so it's also, guys, it's very likely it's common practice that we break inside of a resistance, specifically this Gaussian channel bottom, and for us to retrace, right? So we broke inside of it, we retraced to test the bottom side of the support, we continued on to the upside. The resistance that we faced on this day on this daily iteration, which is the high of 32 cents, that is actually in conjunction with these candles. Let me get rid of the Gaussian channel, right? This right here, the opening of both of these is literally 32 cents, right? So, and then we have lots of confluence here. Literally the closing of this one, you can see right up here on the C, on the C, right? You can see that's 31.91, so pretty much 30. Oh, this one's 32, right? So, yeah, this one right over here is low of it's closing at 31.91 too. Damn it. Yeah, so yeah, so 32 is actually a very strong area of resistance. Of course, the SMA 10 and the SMA 50 as well acting as that resistance, which is, it's fine, right? It's fine. It's normal. We have to test those resistances, and then we have to, kind of chop around here before we can break upside of them. We have to gain enough bulls in order for us to break upside of those targets, right? So now let's look at the 8-hour time frame, and this will indicate here the resistance from the mean band. Okay, so this also is showing us the potential resistance from upwards of about, this says 31.50, so very close to that 32-cent target as well, right? So what I can see here is something very bullish, okay? I wanted to mention this to you. This is an 8-hour time frame closure, and what we're looking at here is a bullish engulfing, right? So you're looking at the forward candle, green candle, engulfing the prior red one entirely, right? The body. So this is a very bullish setup here, and it also indicates a potential upside coming up, right? So yeah, it's it's definitely a good thing. Okay, so let's move on to the next chart here. We're just gathering all of these pieces, right? So yeah, this is the falling wedge that I was talking to you about when we were talking about this formation here. So in making this downside here, the fake out from from the bulls, this lower target ended up making this formation right over here, right? So this one. So we ended up getting the formation perfectly now as a falling wedge. So the falling wedge is very curious right now because it's in the process of breaking out. So we have the breakout candle here, and we have a retest of the newly converted resistance into support, and now we're bouncing to the upside. Okay, this is very good. This is very good stuff, guys. So now there is a setup happening here on the 5-day volatility versus momentum profile, and that is specifically a mean reversion. Okay, so we're very close to it, but the distance between the moving average and the volatility component to this mean band right here could be indicative of the price action eventually reaching over maybe the next day or trading, next session or two, being I don't know if it'll happen in the short session on Monday, but it may happen on Wednesday, right? So this it could mean that we are to face here a resistance at about 44.29, and if you are curious as to where that target is as far as a percentage value, that we can go ahead and figure that, right? So that's about a 40% move to the upside, almost 41%, very impressive. So yeah, team, I am looking at a very short-term down frame. Come on. Time frame breakdown here to around that. Yeah, we already spoke about it here, but if you're looking at it in the macro perspective, the bottom side of this wick here at 29.19. Let me see where that low is. We can see it on the L up here, right? So let's hover over it, and 29.43, right? That could be the bottom side of that range there before actually facing an upside. It's looking pretty good, you guys. I'm not going to lie. So let's move on to the last part of the analysis, and this is actually going to be the RSI. So 30-minute immediate short-term time frame indicating some consolidation here, sideways trading. Same thing with the bi-hourly time frame and the 6-hour. Where we're looking at some nice action happening is actually on the bi-daily, and this is already bouncing from the SMA 14 and the gravitational zone of the bear weakness. My goodness, this is the bear strength percentile. Right, so we're getting that very nice touch of that. Oh, guys, by the way, I apologize if you can hear all that sound in the background. That sound is actually my AC unit now. I brought it back into the studio because it's very hot outside today here in Southern California, right? It's about 107 degrees in Palmdale, so I definitely had to bring in the individual AC unit here because I don't want to overpower and bring down, bring up our bill for the main central unit of the house, right? I'm talking about I have a 2-story house, right? The house, the downstairs AC unit. There's 2 AC units, 2 central air conditioners, right? So that downstairs unit covers a pretty large area downstairs, and I don't want to, abuse that, right? We're going to create a power outage in the entire city. So I hope that everybody's abiding by that. So that setup outside is at around 78 degrees, right? So we have it per the power company's suggestion. So that's the reason why I have that sound over there. And also there's some vacuuming happening in the background. My apologies, team. I'm sorry that I have to over-explain that, right? I'm just a little ashamed of it, right? So anyway, team, yes, we're getting that nice bounce to the upside here. Potential realizing of something here, very important. Daily time frame is actually in the gravitational zone of the bear weakness percentile. This and right at the resistance of the SMA 14. This is usually indicative of succeeding the resistance, right? Now, jumping up to the 3-day time frame, we have an upside here as well. Okay, so everything is looking okay. I just think that whatever has to happen as far as consolidation, I don't know if someone knows something regarding some type of fundamental catalyst. There could be a series of things that could encourage price to kind of consolidate for a little bit, right? But I mean, it's okay. We're already facing some pretty nice price action to the upside, right? So it's only fair for the price action to take a breather and absolutely wait for enough attention to get to this asset before actually making that move to the upside, right, team? So that's essentially what I'm looking at here, team. Okay, so please remember first and foremost that I am not a financial advisor. Take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold hold any assets whatsoever. I need you to do your own due diligence, and everything will be cool. Okay, team? So I think, this is a pretty good place to end the video. So with that said, team, I wish you well. A very, very good, I hope, long weekend for some of you out there, right? So, and I will catch you at the bell for a short session till 10 a.m. Pacific, right? Market closure on Monday. Adios, team. Peace.